Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to see the new lesson, that is lesson 9 electrochemistry. What are the topic we are going to learn? The conductivity, resistivity, molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity. First we are going to see the introduction. Why we are study the electrochemistry. So what is the uses? So first in our daily life we are came across the three things. One is conductors and semiconductors and insulator. So these are in the electrical conductivity. So these are the three things are under the electrical conductivity. What is meant by conductors? So normally they conduct the electricity, that is called as conductors. What is meant by semiconductor? Semiconductor means that is the partly conduct the electricity. So what is meant by semiconductor? We are already studied. What is semiconductor? So the germanium and silicon does not conduct the electricity in their pure state, but we are adding some impurities like boron, they are conduct the electricity. So that is called as semiconductor. So what is meant by insulator? That is does not conduct any electricity. So that is, this is the conductor. A good example of conductor is copper and aluminium. So these are all the good conductor of electricity. And as conductors and semiconductor, that is germanium and silicon. What is meant by insulator? That is PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride pipe, PVC pipe and Paclite cement. These are the insulator in switches, circuit boards. So these are all the insulator. So another one is, but what are the principle under working under this electricity? So the electrical energy can be converted. So how it will be generated? So here, that is according to the first law of thermodynamics. What is first law of thermodynamics? First law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics? The energy neither created nor destroyed, but it can transform one form to another form. So that is called as thermodynamics first law. So that is, they create the electrical energy but we can generate electrical energy in many ways. So that is the solar energy. What are the energies present here? That is solar energy, wind energy and the tidal energy. So these are all the energy present in the generated in the electrical energy in many ways. So that is the, so this is the, and another way is converting the chemical energy into electrical energy, as in the case of batteries. So the batteries also, the energy can be converted into the electrical energy in the case of batteries. So how it will the modern technological world? Without batteries we cannot manage anything. So that is, we are using the cell phone nowadays, the laptop and everything, all the electronic items are working using this battery. So without batteries we cannot imagine the modern technology. So it is important to know the principle behind the types of this energy conversion. So we are going to understand the what are the principle behind this batteries, what are the cells are using this conduct the electricity. So these are all the very important to understand the principle. So that is the branch of chemistry that is study the electrical energy, the transport and the interconversion of electrical energy and the chemical energy is called the electrochemistry. So here that is the chapter, that is the electrochemistry. What is the electrochemistry? It is a separate branches of chemistry that is under the reactions of the redox reaction and involve the transfer of electron from one substance to the another substance. So that is called this electrochemistry. So first we are learn about the electrical conduction and construction of batteries. In this chapter we are going to learn the electrical conduction, construction of batteries. So these are all we are going to learn in this chapter. First one is, what is meant by conductivity of electrolytic solution? What is meant by conductivity of electrolytic solution? So that is explained under the Ohm's law. We are already, you are studied in the physics, I think so. Conductivity, Ohm's law, conductivity of cell. So that is, what is Ohm's law? What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is at constant temperature, the current flowing through the cell is directly proportional. At constant temperature, current is flowing through the cell is directly proportional to the voltage across the cell. So that is V is equal to IR. What is V? Voltage. What is I? That is the cell. So that is the current flowing through the cell, that is I. So that is R is equal to resistor or constant, resistance cell constant, that is Ohm. So what is mean? That is Ohm's law. Ohm's law, it is explained, that is V is equal to I by R. What is I? I is equal to V by R. So that is this only. So again, once again, what is Ohm's law? At constant temperature, the current flowing through the cell I, that is the current flowing through the cell is I, is directly proportional to the voltage across the cell, that is V is directly proportional. So that is I is directly proportional to V. So that is we can write I is equal to V by R is V is equal to IR. So this is called as conductivity of air, that is Ohm's law. Okay, so this is the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So this is called as Ohm's law. Next one is what is mean by resistivity. Okay, what is mean by resistivity? What is mean by resistivity? That is rho. Okay, so that is again we are considered the conductivity of cell in the electrolytic solution. Okay, so that is again that is resistivity of cell is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the cross sectional area, directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the cross sectional area. So that is called as resistivity. So resistivity, the metallic conductor, the resistance such as electrolytic solution is also directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the cross sectional area, that is A, or is directly proportional to L by A. Again we are introducing the constant, that is resistivity constant, that is L by A. L is equal to length and A is equal to across the area, that is called as rho. So this how it will be explained, that is rho. Okay, rho is called the specific resistance or resistivity. Specific resistance or resistivity. Okay, this is depends on the nature of the electrolyte. Suppose L by A is equal to 1 meter, that is -1, then rho is equal to R. The resistivity is defined as the, what is mean by resistivity? Is defined as the electrolyte confined between two electrodes having the unit across sectional area and are separated by the unit distance. The ratio, the L by A, the ratio L by A is called cell constant. L by A is called cell constant. So this is important one, that is cell constant L by A. So L by A is equal to 1 meter -1, rho is equal to R. The resistivity is defined as the resistance of an electron line confined between two electrodes having unit across sectional area, that is length by area. The ratio L by A is called cell constant. Okay, this is called as resistivity. So next one is what is mean by conductivity. What is mean by conductivity? So that is mean by it is give the reciprocal of the resistance. What is mean by conductivity is one is the reciprocal of the resistance. Reciprocal of the resistance. So that is 1 by R. Resistance, that is 1 by R. Okay, so this is the conductivity is defined as the reciprocal of the resistance, that is 1 by R. So that is the conductance of this electrolytic solution. The conductance, what is the conductance of this electrolytic solution? What is the unit is Siemens. Siemens mean that is yes. Okay, that is the unit of conductivity. Okay, so next one is how to explain that. That is already I told, the conductance is equal to, that is reciprocal of the resistance, that is 1 by R. So what is R? So that is 1 by R. So now you substitute that value here, that is C is equal to, that is 1 by rho, and that is the reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal? That is 1 by rho and A by L, that is area by length. Okay, so this is the reciprocal of the specific resistance is called the specific conductance. So that is the area of this, the reciprocal of the specific resistance is called the specific conductance. So that is 1 by rho. So 1 by rho is called the specific conductance. So that is this 1 by rho. 1 by rho is called specific conductance. Specific conductance. So it is represented by the symbol, that is the 1 by rho is specific conductance is represented by the symbol kappa. Once again, what is meant by Ohm's law? That is at constant temperature, the current flowing through the cell is directly proportional to the voltage across the cell, that is V. What is meant by resistivity? Resistivity is such electrode is also directly proportional to the length and the inversely proportional to the cross sectional area. That is rho is called the specific resistance. So what is meant by conductivity? The unit of conductivity is Siemens. What is meant by conductivity? That is reciprocal of the resistance. So that is 1 by R. So what is 1 by R? That is C is equal to, again you substitute all that R values here. That is 1 by R, C into 1 by rho into A by L. That is 1 by rho is called specific conductance. The specific conductance is represented as kappa. So the symbol is represented as a kappa. Kappa is equal to that is 1 by rho is equal to kappa, right? So the kappa is equal to C into L by A. Okay, so this is the another one. That is the reciprocal of this. That is specific 1 by rho is called the specific conductance. The specific conductance is represented by kappa. So this is the kappa. So next one is KAPPA, kappa. Okay, so this is the kappa. So they substitute the 1 by R in the K. So that is kappa is equal to C into L by A. A is equal to 1 meter square, L is equal to 1 meter, then kappa is equal to, that is specific conductance. So the K is equal to one more thing. So specific conductance is K is equal to conductance of this resistance. So this is the another one. That is the both are the equal and the specific conductance is the reciprocal of this resistance, that is kappa is equal to C. This is the another one. So next we are going to see the another one, molar conductivity. What is meant by molar conductivity? The name itself, molar conductivity. So the name itself is indicate that is molar, that is mole, right? So that is the molar conductance is the number of electrolyte, that is number of moles it is conduct the electricity. So that is what is mean by that molar conductivity is represented is equal to kappa into V. So what is mean by molarity? What is mean by molarity? We already studied, right? What is molarity? Molarity is equal to number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute by volume of solution. Volume of solution V in decimeter cube, right? So that is the another one. So now the volume of the solution containing 1 mole of the solute. So that is we can write number of moles of solute, that is N by V. That is M is equal to N by V. So that is volume, V is equal to volume of the solution is equal to, that is N by V. So N is equal to, that is volume per meter cube means how to calculate? Volume is equal to meter cube. Volume per meter cube, that is V is equal to, that is number of moles, that is 10 power minus 3 divided by molarity, that is M. So this can be substituted here, that is the what is Km. So that is molar conductivity is equal to kappa into V. Now you substitute that V is equal to, so what is the specific conductance? What is the specific conductance is equal to kappa. What is the unit of this one? The specific conductance, the kappa unit is Siemens. So that is S. Okay, so then and the again mole the meter minus 1 into 10 power minus 3 divided by M mole minus 1 then meter cube. Okay, so this is the unit. So how to simplify that? Here minus 1 is there, all together means that is molar conductivity kappa S Siemens then 10 power minus 3 that S நம்ம இங்கே கொண்டு வந்துடலாம். So that is S mole minus 1, the here meter minus 1 meters, that is meter square divided by M. Okay, so this is the molar conductivity of this specific resistance. Okay, so this is the another one. So next one is, once again, what is meant by specific molar conductivity. So molar conductivity is defined as the 1 mole of the electrolytic solution is called the specific conductance. The conductance of this, that is therefore a quantity called molar conductance. Number of moles of the specific conductance, that is called as molar conductance. Okay, so that is Vm is equal to kappa into V. That is what is meant by molarity, number of moles of solute, that is N divided by volume of solution in liter. So that is M is equal to number of moles, that is volume is equal to N by V. So volume per meter cube, so the volume is meter cubic meter, means that is V is equal to 10 power minus 3 by M. So the specific molar conductivity, that is K, the unit of this kappa is equal to Siemen. So that's the M meter minus 1, then 10 power minus 3 mole minus 1 meter cube by M. So that is again is a molar conductivity is equal to kappa into 10 power minus 3 Siemen mole minus 1 meter square by M. Okay, so this is the another one. So next one is what is meant by equivalent conductance. What is equivalent conductance? Once the it is similar to the molar conductivity, equivalent conductance only. So that is this is represent, what is the unit is, that is inverse lambda. Okay, so the symbol is called as inverse lambda. So instead of lambda they are writing inverse lambda. So this is the unit. So next one is what is meant by equivalent conductance. The conductance of the so instead of this mole, number of moles of solute, that is the gram equivalent of solute. So that is the only thing. So 1 gram of equivalent of an electrolyte conductivity cell in which electrodes are 1 meter apart. The relation between, so that is how to calculate. So the same thing. So inverse, that is equivalent conductance equal to kappa. So that kappa into Siemen minus 1 into 10 power minus 3, that is gram equivalent. So instead of that gram equivalent, that is minus 1. So meter cube divided by, that is the gram equivalent, that is divided by number of mole, that is the Avogadro number. So that is the number of gram equivalent dissolved by normality of the solution. So that is the normality. So how much amount of the gram equivalent of the solute dissolved by normality of the solution. So that is the N. Okay, so now again it is simplified, that K 10 power minus 3 gram equivalent, so that is minus 1. Then again here minus 1 is there, cube is there, so that is minus 2 Siemen minus meter square divided by N. So the only difference is, that is instead of M here, that is N. Okay, so this is the difference between molar conductivity and the equal conductance. Okay, so this is the another one. So next one is, what are the factors affecting electrolytic conductance? So first one is, if the interionic attraction between the oppositely charged ions of solute increases, the conductance will increases. What is the meaning for that? Suppose oppositely charged ions, so one positive and negative, so the ionic oppositely charged attract each other. So that is the reason. Suppose the solution containing oppositely charged is there, means the conductance will decreases, because the attraction will be more, the electrical conductance will be decreases. Okay, so this is the first point. What are the second point? The solvent of higher dielectric constants show high conductance in solution. So suppose solvent are having the dielectric constant like water, so they are the high conductance in the solution. And another one is, conductance is inversely proportional to the viscosity of the medium. Suppose the conductivity increases, mean the viscosity na enna, so the பிசுத்தன்மை. ஸோ கண்டக்டன்ஸ் வந்து எதுக்கு இன்வர்ஸ்லி ப்ரொபோர்ஷனலாக இருக்கும்? விஸ்காசிட்டி ஆஃப் த மீடியம் வந்து விஸ்காசிட்டி அதிகமாக இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா கண்டக்டன்ஸ் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? இன்க்ரீசஸ் இருக்கும். with the decrease in the viscosity. And another one is the temperature will be increases means automatically conductance will be increases. So what is the reason? The kinetic energy will be increases, the ions are separated. So the less attraction with the ions, they will be oppositely charged ions and hence the conductivity increases. So that is the reason. The temperature will be increases mean the ions are less attraction. So that is the ions are separated each other and hence the conductivity increases. And another one is molar conductance of the solution increases with increase in dilution. So that is molar conductance. So that is the number of moles of solute will be increases mean that is the conductance will be increases. This is because the strong electrolyte interionic forces of attraction decrease with the dilution. So and the degree of dissociation. Suppose the strong electrolyte, what is meant by strong electrolyte? That is complete dissociation into ion. So that is when you are dissolving in a suitable solvent, complete dissociate into ion mean that is called as strong electrolyte. So what is meant by weak electrolyte? That is called as partly dissociate. So that is not completely dissociate, that is partly dissociate, that is called as weak electrolyte. So in this weak electrolyte, the dissociation will be increases with the dilution. Okay, so this is the factors affecting the electrolytic conductance. Next we are going to see the measurement of the conductivity of the ionic solution. Okay, so next we are going to see the Wheatstone bridge. This is the diagram of Wheatstone bridge. So what is Wheatstone bridge? That is the four resistance are there, PQ, this is R and S. So PQ is a that is the variable resistance. P and Q is the variable resistance. S is the adjustable resistance. And what is mean by R is an unknown resistance. With solution you are going to measure the conductivity of the ionic solution. That solution is connected to that resistance. So that is called as R is an unknown resistance. So that is this is the R. This is the unknown resistance, right? PQ is the variable resistance and S is the adjustable resistance. This is the detector. So here we are applying only the AC current. Why we are not applying the DC current? Because the conductivity cell it lead to the decomposition of this electrolyte. Suppose we are applying the DC current, direct current mean what will happen? The electrolytes are completely dissociate. We cannot measure the conductivity of the ionic solution. So that is the reason we are applying only the AC current. So this Wheatstone bridge is constituted that is known resistance. P and Q is a known resistance. S is also conductivity of the cell, that is R is the unknown resistance. So this is the now these are the AC source of this connector between the junctions. So here what are the junction is there? A, C and another one is connected B and D. So this is the detector. So A, B, AC is the junction, another one is BD is the junction, B and D. The variable resistance S is adjusted until the bridge is balanced. So this is the adjustable. So we are balancing the resistance using the adjustable resistance S. Using this resistance you are adjustable this all the resistance according to the solution. Now the variable resistance is adjusted until the bridge is balanced. In this condition there is no current flow through the detector. So if you are adjusting the resistance means no flow current through this resistor. So now how to calculate under the balance condition? So how to calculate that one? So first one is that is the variables one, that is P by Q is equal to R by S. What is R? Is a unknown resistance. This is the variable resistance, that is the adjustable resistance, that is the variable resistance. P and Q is the known resistance. Okay, known resistance. So that is R. What is R? R is equal to P by Q into S. Okay, so the resistance of the electrolytic solution is calculated from the known resistance value PQ and measure the S value. So this is the unknown value. PQ is the known resistance, S is the unknown value. You can using this above expression. How to calculate the conductivity of this solution? Calculation. How to calculate the conductivity? That is kappa. Kappa is equal to 1 by R into L by A. So this is the formula to calculate the conductivity calculation. This is the conductivity calculation. This is the electrolyte. This is using this L value. This is the what is L by A? We already studied, that is cell constant. Cell constant, that is the 1 by R. The provided the cell alternatively the cell constant may be determined using the So any of the electrolyte, that is potassium chloride or sodium chloride, specific conductance are the known conductance. Okay, so this is the Wheatstone bridge, measurement of conductivity of this ionic solution. So what is meant by Wheatstone bridge? Wheatstone bridge is made up of four resistance. So that is P, Q, R and S. A resistance, that is the unknown resistance. P and Q is the known resistance. S is the adjustable resistance. First you are balancing that the four resistance using this adjustable resistance, that is S. Okay, so until you balance, no detector current flow through this detector. So again the junction AC and BD is the junction. So that is the suitable detector, such as telephone here, and the detector be used through here. That is the which solution you are going to calculate that is called as you are connected that resistance. Okay, that is why we are only using the AC current, not DC current, because suppose your DC current is passed through this detector, means what will happen? It will decompose, that is the electrolysis of the solution, the complete decompose will take place. So that is the reason we are using only the AC current. AC current used for the measurement of the prevent electrolysis. Okay, so this is the another one. This is the formula how to calculate this one. So this is the P by Q, R by S, that is the unknown resistance. Okay, this is unknown resistance. This is variable resistance. This is the known resistance. So that is what is R is equal to PQR. So what is the conductivity calculation? That is kappa is equal to 1 by R, L by A. L by A is equal to cell constant. Okay, so this is the Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so next we are going to see the D by Huckel and Onsager equation. D by Huckel and Onsager equation, that is the variable of the cell conductivity can be measured using this equation. So this equation only calculated by the strong electrolyte, the molar conductance of strong electrolyte, the constant derived the expression, that is the D by Onsager equation can be calculated the conductance of the strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte concentration, that is complete dissociation. What is meant by strong electrolyte? That is complete dissociation of this ion. So that is the later the equation or further developed by Onsager. Univalent, that is the D by Huckel Onsager equation is given below using the univalent equation. Univalent means that is sodium chloride, that is the univalent equation. So that is how to calculate, that is the D by Huckel equation, that is 0M minus A plus B, that is conductance, into square root of C. A and B are the constant. A and B are the constant. A and B are constant. Only on the nature of the solvent and temperature. A and B constant depends upon the nature of the solvent and temperature. Okay, then expression A and B are how to calculate A. A is equal to 82.4 divided by square root of dt and eta, and B is equal to 8.20 into 10 power 5 cubic root of square root of dt. D is the dielectric constant of the medium, viscosity of the medium. What is D? Dielectric constant. And eta is equal to viscosity of the medium, and T the temperature in Kelvin. So using this equation we can derive the expression for the molar conductance of strong electrolyte. What is meant by strong electrolyte? That is complete dissociation. The D by Huckel, and assuming that the strong electrolyte, that is specific conductance equal to the standard specific conductance minus A plus B lambda into square root of C, that is the specific conductance. So using this formula, that is what is D? Dielectric constant, viscosity of the medium, T is equal to temperature in Kelvin. So using the limiting molar conductance, the basis of the Holdros law at infinite dilution, using this D by Huckel-Onsager equation, Holdros law. So how to modify this equation for the univalent, the molar conductivity is due to the independent migration of the cation and the anion. The cation is move in one direction and the anions are move in the other direction. That is called as Holdros law. What is Kohlrausch law? That is the limiting molar conductance. That is the limiting molar conductance basis for the Kohlrausch law. So what is the limiting molar conductance of electron is equal to the sum of the limiting molar conductivity of the constituents ion. So that is the, so what is limiting molar conductance? So that is, suppose we are taking the sodium chloride solution, means the sum of the molar conductivity of this individual cations and the anions. So that is how to calculate. That is, suppose we are considered the electrolyte sodium chloride, means that is lambda specific conductance of this Na plus ion, then plus lambda M0 and the Cl minus ion. That is the molar conductance of the univalent electrolyte sodium chloride. It is expressed as, yes, sodium chloride is equal to lambda M0 Na plus ion and lambda M0 Cl minus ion. In general, according to the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So this is this for sodium chloride at infinite dilution. How to calculate? That is E0, A, X and By. That is X into lambda M0 A power Y plus and Y lambda M0 B X minus. Okay, so this is the AX and the BY. So AX, BY, they subscript the number of moles. This is the number of ions, cations and the anion. This is cation and the anion. This is instead of Na plus, this is the general representation. This is the at infinite dilution of this equation. Okay. Okay, now we can application of this Kohlrausch law. That is, first one is calculate the molar conductance at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. Now we are conducting the weak acid. That is weak acid. That is Na plus CH3CO minus. Already strong acid. That is strong electrolyte. That is the H plus Cl minus. So this is also strong sodium chloride. So Na plus Cl minus. Now we are adding the equation 1 and 2 and subtract the 3. So that is the 3, 1 and 2. The subtract means this one cancel, this one cancel. Here this one cancel. So finally what will be there? That is H plus and CH3CO minus. So we are adding that one. This is equal to the CH3COOH. That is the weak acid. So weak electrolyte. Using this Kohlrausch law, molar conductance at the infinite dilution of weak electrolyte can be calculated using this Kohlrausch law. Okay, that's all about this Kohlrausch law. We can see the continuation of this chapter. We can see the next video. Okay, thank you children.